Hello, today's video we have the following content. Zhang Han wins lawsuit against drama producer, awarded 4.07 million yuan. Film industry contract dispute sparks heated discussion. Zhang Han Studio vs. Xinying film industry case receives first instance ruling. According to legal litigation information disclosed by Tianyancha, the Shanghai Songjiang District People's Court recently released the first instance civil judgment regarding a service contract dispute between Zhang Han Film and Television Culture Studio and Xinying Film Industry, Fujian, Company, Limited. The judgment reveals that the plaintiff, Zhang Han Studio, demanded that a defendant pay outstanding fees of RMB 9.8 million, overdue payment interest, a penalty of RMB 3.6 million for breach of contract, and compensation for losses exceeding RMB 100,000. This case not only exposes potential risks in fund management and contract fulfillment within the film industry but also sparks widespread public discussion on industry standardization. Case background: from collaboration to courtroom. The dispute stems from a collaboration to produce the TV series Kunpeng and Butterfly. According to the television performance service contract signed by both parties, the plaintiff and Zhang Han were entitled to a total after-tax remuneration of RMB 12 million, with the contract stipulating that the defendant would pay the service fees in stages. However, due to severe financial issues on the defendant's part, the project's funding chain collapsed, halting production in the second half of 2023. After fulfilling part of the contract obligations, Zhang Han was forced to leave the project due to its suspension. The plaintiff repeatedly attempted to negotiate with the defendant to secure the remaining service fees, penalties, and compensation, but the defendant failed to meet its payment obligations, escalating the conflict and ultimately leading to legal action. Court findings confirmed that the contract explicitly stated that if the project could not proceed due to the defendant's fault, the plaintiff had the right to terminate the contract and demand full payment of outstanding fees and penalties. Evidence submitted by the plaintiff showed that Zhang Han and his team strictly fulfilled their contractual obligations, investing significant time and effort, but the defendant failed to provide the necessary funds and resources, causing the project to stall. The defendant argued that financial difficulties due to investor withdrawal prevented them from making payments but failed to provide sufficient evidence to justify an exemption from liability. Court ruling: contract terminated, RMB 4.07 million awarded. After deliberation, the court confirmed on July 3, 2024, that the television performance service contract between the parties was officially terminated. The defendant, Xinying Film Small Businesses, was ordered to pay the plaintiff approximately RMB 4.07 million, covering service fees, lost profits, and penalties for breach of contract. Although this amount is lower than the plaintiff's initial claim of RMB 13.5 million, it is still seen as a significant victory for the plaintiff. The court ruled that the defendant, aware of its financial constraints, failed to promptly inform the plaintiff or take remedial measures, constituting a serious breach of contract and bearing corresponding legal responsibility. The judgment further noted that the defendant's breach not only caused financial losses to the plaintiff but also had a notable impact on Zhang Han and his team's career planning and market reputation. The court emphasized that in the high-risk, high-investment film industry, good faith contract fulfillment is crucial, and the defendant's delays and breaches exacerbated the complexity of the dispute. Industry concerns: recurring funding issues. This case has brought the film industry's funding chain issues into the spotlight. In recent years, the industry has faced frequent project failures and contract disputes due to overheated investments and long capital recovery cycles. Industry insiders reveal that Kunpeng and Butterfly was initially a highly anticipated project, aiming to create an epic series blending traditional culture with modern aesthetics. However, the withdrawal of investors led to repeated setbacks from pre-production to filming. An anonymous industry professional noted that small and medium-sized film companies like Xinying often lack stable funding sources and rely heavily on single investors. When the funding chain breaks, it triggers a domino effect. In contrast, Zhang Han's studio demonstrated high professionalism in contract signing and fulfillment but could not fully mitigate risks caused by the defendant's breach. Broader implications: A wake-up call for industry standards. This ruling carries significant implications for the film industry. On one hand, it sets a judicial precedent for similar contract disputes, reminding practitioners to prioritize rigorous contract terms and risk prevention measures. For instance, contracts should clearly define payment timelines, breach liabilities, and exit mechanisms to reduce disputes arising from financial issues. On the other hand, the case prompts introspection within the industry regarding fund management and project evaluation standards. Experts suggest that film companies should conduct thorough due diligence on investors' financial strength before project initiation and consider third-party guarantees or insurance mechanisms to ensure smooth project progress. For Zhang Han and his team, this legal victory not only upholds their legitimate rights but also enhances their professional reputation. In recent years, Zhang Han has transitioned from acting to behind-the-scenes work, establishing his studio to focus on developing high-quality content. While this dispute caused disruptions, it also highlighted the team's resolute stance in defending their rights. Future outlook: a long road to industry standardization. The dispute between Zhang Han's studio and Xinying film industry is a microcosm of broader challenges in the film industry. As market competition intensifies and audience expectations rise, the industry is undergoing a new wave of restructuring. Industry voices call for collaboration among government, industry associations, and companies to foster a more transparent and standardized ecosystem. For example, establishing special funds or industry self-regulatory organizations could provide financial and legal support for small and medium-sized projects, reducing similar disputes. Meanwhile, rebuilding confidence among audiences and investors requires high-quality productions and the shelving of Kunpeng and Butterfly is regrettable, but Zhang Han's studio expressed its commitment to continue focusing on content creation and exploring diverse collaboration models to deliver quality works to audiences. Conclusion: the Shanghai Songjiang District People's Court's ruling marks a temporary conclusion to the contract dispute between Zhang Han's studio and Xinying film industry, but the discussions it has sparked are far from over. For practitioners, investors, and audiences alike, this case serves as a wake-up call. The film industry's prosperity hinges on a foundation of standardization and integrity. Looking ahead, the industry hopes for collective efforts to create a healthier, more sustainable development environment. Thank you for watching the video. Please leave your opinion in the comments section. Don't forget to press the channel subscription button. If this is the first time you watch a video on the channel,